I think like, with everything else in life, credit is a tool and it's a tool that helps you build the foundation. So without, you know, leveraging that tool, you'll have an uneven foundation. I mean, that's just the reality of it. When I think about, growing up and, swiping a debit card and just being excited to have a debit card and not realizing that like I'm not getting anything back from this, right? But now, like, again, keep using my kids as an example because I'm able to give them insight that I didn't necessarily have. You know what I mean? So, even just kind of the idea of cash backing, right? Every time, my daughter uses her card, she's getting cash back. And she's, again, establishing, you know, uh, a use of credit that in the long run will be something that she benefits from versus just leveraging cash in a very loose way. And I think like, the reality back to your question in terms of how do you or what piece of advice I would give is the same way, our youth, you know, they're very good at learning languages, right? I look at social media as a language, I look at emojis as a language. They need to learn the language of financial literacy, right? Like they need to be fluent in finance. And it's not as hard as they may think, right? One of the things that as we were thinking about how we would approach this campaign was, we realized that there was an insight that, you know, Gen Z is really not necessarily fans of credit. And our goal was to help them understand, almost give them a nudge in terms of it's not something to be afraid of, it's something to learn. That way you can utilize it correctly.
I just wanted to say, if you ever space water, obviously you do live through the experience.
Yes, I've lived through the experience. I'm still fully in the middle of it. But I feel like I have a great understanding of how to start because I had to start late. And I had to start sort of on my own.